Rediscovering Gita for the Modern World by Shrikant Soman. Based on essays on Gita by Sri Aurobindo. Chapter 9. Sankhya, Yoga and Vedanta. Continued from the previous episode 70 Beyond Sankhya, the triple Purusha and the conscious nature. Current episode 71. Knowledge and action, a unified path to liberation. Bridging the paths, the Gita's synthesis of Sankhya and Yoga. The Gita's core message, the inseparable nature of Sankhya and Yoga. Key takeaways. Sankhya and Yoga as one. The Gita synthesizes the two philosophies using Sankhya knowledge as a foundation and blending it with the principles of Yoga action, showing they are not opposing but complementary. Shared goal, different methods. Both philosophies aim for liberation from the cycle of birth and death, but Sankhya emphasizes complete inactivity and renunciation of action, while Yoga focuses on selfless action and offering work to the divine. Action purified by knowledge. The Gita teaches that while knowledge is superior, actions can be a valid path to salvation only when they are purified by knowledge, meaning they are performed without personal desire. Arjuna's confusion as a teaching tool. Arjuna's confusion over the seemingly contradictory advice to both renounce and perform actions highlights the popular belief that Sankhya and Yoga were separate, which the teacher then clarifies. The supremacy of knowledge. Krishna explains that true renunciation is not about giving up actions, but about performing them selflessly. Ultimately, all actions lead to knowledge, which acts as a fire that burns away the consequences of those actions, freeing the soul. The first 6 chapters of the Gita aim to combine the ideas of two ancient Indian philosophies, Sankhya and Yoga. Although these two were often seen as different, or even opposing, the Gita brings them together within the larger framework of Vedanta. Sankhya is used as the foundation, but the Gita continuously adds and blends the principles and practices of yoga into it. The differences and similarities. The main differences between Sankhya and Yoga at the time, as described in the Gita, were: Sankhya focused on knowledge and understanding, the yoga of the intelligence. Yoga focused on action and transforming one's conscious activity. Because of this, Sankhya was thought to lead to a state of complete inactivity and a rejection of all actions, sannyasa. In contrast, Yoga taught that it was enough to simply give up the desire for the results of actions, purify the mind and offer one's work to God, which also leads to freedom. Despite these different approaches, both philosophies had the same ultimate goal, to transcend the cycle of birth and death on earth, and unite the human soul with the divine. Arjuna is struggling to understand how the two philosophies, knowledge, Sankhya, and action, Yoga, can be combined. This shows that people at the time saw them as completely separate. The teacher, Krishna, starts by explaining that while knowledge is superior to simple actions, it is still possible to use actions as a path to salvation. To do so, however, one must first purify their actions with knowledge. This means using wisdom to rise above the regular mind and its desires, achieving a pure state of being free from personal wants. Arjuna's confusion. Because the teacher focuses so much on concepts from Sankhya, like controlling the senses, withdrawing into the self, and achieving a state of nirvana, Arjuna becomes confused. Since the ideas of yoga haven't been fully explained yet, Arjuna feels he's receiving mixed messages. He asks, "If you believe knowledge is more important than action, why are you telling me to fight in this terrible war? Your words are confusing me. Please tell me clearly what single path I should follow to save my soul." Krishna confirms that Sankhya is about knowledge and giving up actions, while yoga is about doing them. However, he says true renunciation isn't possible without yoga or without performing actions selflessly. He explains that these actions should be done as a sacrifice, without wanting any reward, and with the understanding that it is nature, not the soul, that performs them. Then he immediately states that the sacrifice of knowledge is the highest form of sacrifice, and all actions ultimately lead to knowledge. Through the fire of knowledge, a person's actions and their consequences are burned away. This means that when someone understands their true self, they are freed from the hold of their actions,